Hi, this is Sandy, and today I'll show you how to put together the Reversible Scarecrow and Snowman. We'll start with the head pieces. These are the sides of the heads, and in this little section with the 3 tabs on each side, you'll just curve it slightly. That'll help with the when you assemble it for the curve of the head. And then those are the head pieces, the front and back of the box. And I do make sure that those sides are pre-folded on all the scores. So first thing we'll do is we're going to attach these 2 sides to the middle portion and the bottom of the box, which is that short little piece. And we're going to glue the tab from that short piece underneath the sides. So when I glue, just be careful how you glue. I'm kind of messy with my glue sometimes. And then go ahead and align that side edge to the tab fold. And then we'll continue on the other side doing the same thing. Just make sure that that side is situated correctly. So the one with the 6 little tabs that we just curved is the second one from the top. Next, we're going to attach the one side of the head using that tab at the base of the head. They are both the same shape because they're identical, they're just the other side. And go ahead and glue it to the bottom of that middle piece. Just make sure you line it up to the side so it matches up. You can also do that second one as well at the same time, but for illustrated purposes, I've only had you glue on the first one. Next, we'll want to attach the tabs from the side to the front, or they're both front and back, so I'm going to refer to this as the front of the head. So again, I put glue on 2 of the tabs and then just placed it underneath the edge and folded in. You see there's a fold in there, and apply pressure. I just want to make sure it's secure before I move on. Then go ahead and add glue to the remainder of the tabs. And then what you'll do is again slide it underneath that side. And I did use a little bit too much glue on this. You can hold one tab at a time just so it's secure first before you flip it over and apply pressure on the table. We just want to make sure that the edges of that front piece align with the folds. And then I'm showing you the other side, but this time I added glue to all the tabs at once. If you are rather advanced and can do it quickly, you can do it that way. I wouldn't suggest it. I'm not very good at doing things really quickly. I need to be slow and deliberate. But if you can put them all at once and then just shape it underneath the other side. You might need to flip it over and apply pressure to the individual tabs. But you could do it all at once if you'd like, and then just apply pressure against the table as you're doing it. You do have to be a little bit more precise and fast. So I didn't add the other side yet, so here's the other side of the head. It's harder to do when you have it already assembled, so you could do this in the first step as I mentioned. So you're going to attach it just like you did the first one on the other side. And then proceed to adhere the side tabs to the side or the back, front, back, it doesn't matter, of the box, because both sides will be used. Oh, and just go ahead and just be careful with the glue if you can. I wasn't as careful as I should be, as I knew that I was going to put a panel on there. But do try to keep your fingers clear of glue. I have a wet paper towel. Usually I have to just wipe off projects if it leaks, or just to clean my fingers in between gluing. For this one, for some reason, I don't know what it was, my mood, but anyways, I was having some trouble with that. So this will finish it off. Just take your time, get it on right. This is really the worst of it. The hat is a little bit simpler in my opinion. And you see I usually just reach in to apply pressure after the tabs are secured. Then for this one we have sides for the hat as well. So we're going to glue the sides together to make one long piece, but first fold it. You'll fold the different areas on the score lines. I have a machine that I use for to do solid score lines, but you can do this with the dash line version as well. And then once everything's scored, we'll line them up so that the two ends are the sections with the four little tabs, the four little triangular tabs. I'm just showing you how it's going to come together. That's why I'm situating it. And you see that there's four little tabs on each side. We just want to make sure we situate that way, and we'll glue that middle tab underneath. And that middle section is the top of the hat. So we're just formulating the sides of the hat right now. And once it's secure, we'll proceed to attach the front and back of the hat. And on the ends here, we just kind of curl it a little bit for the curve of the end of the hats. It just helps to glue it together. Then similar to the head, we're just going to glue each side of the hat. So just add glue to that one of the side tabs from that middle piece and line up the edge of the front or back hat piece. Yeah, I fold it up just to make sure that the edge is aligned with the fold, and then do the same thing on the other side. Again, I kind of line it up, make sure it's along the length properly and it's in the fold. And I do make mistakes as that, and then just kind of fold it up to make sure it's in the right place. So on this next step, I already added or glued one side together, but we're going to glue the sides to the front or back of the hat. So I do that first big tab first, and then the little tabs after that. And the reason I do that big tab is to anchor it, and then fold over the rest of them and apply pressure. And this will take longer. I have sped up the video, and then I flip it over to apply pressure. And you see how it should be. So I will show you the other side. So this is just repetitive on all four sides. Go ahead and glue that long tab, fold it over, make sure the edge of the side meets the tab fold, apply pressure, make sure it's secure to anchor it, and then you can glue the remaining tabs around. And this will form the lid of the Scarecrow Snowman and the hat. And that area that we put the tabs will be covered with a panel, or two panels I should say. Next I am putting together the snowman hat. It has little snow panels. Just add the snow panels, they should match to the top, and also that bottom portion. Now you could add the snowflake at this point, but I want mine to pop up, so I didn't do this for a specific reason, so it would be flat. And after I do that, I'll glue it onto on one side of the hat lid, I guess you can call it, of the box. Be careful when you're doing glue like this. You have to make sure you either use not that much, or make sure the glue is appropriate for the paper and it won't go through. I had American cardstock, American Crafts cardstock, and it's a little bit thicker, so the glue doesn't go through very easily. And then with the Scarecrow side, I have an additional panel to form the edge of the hat, and then a little cutout for a patch. Also wanted to show you how I use some of my chalk ink to edge some of the items that I glue together, I piece. So here I am putting together the patch. You can go ahead and place it wherever you like on the hat. I think a flower would look nice on that too, like a sunflower or something like that. I know we all have them. I didn't add that. And then the same thing as you did on the other side. I want to glue match it up the panel to the other side of the hat. Go ahead and kind of rub it to get it started, and then I would flip it over to apply pressure from within. When you have an embossed panel, it's harder to glue on. That's the reason why I didn't add the snowflake, so I could do this without causing it to bend or anything like that. And then in this step, I had some pop-up dots, and then I just add the snowflake. And I did, on this one, add some little rhinestones on the snowflake later. So this is just piecing together the eyes of the scarecrow and the snowman to show you how it goes together. I usually dry fit them. That's why I'm showing you that before I glue them, to make sure they're on the right side. They are slightly different shaped depending on which one you have on what side. And then we'll next glue together the scarf, I should say, the snowman scarf, and the little canvas collar for the scarecrow. So I used a little glitter cardstock for this top piece. That'll be festive. I had done one in blue as well, if you don't want it to look too Christmassy or something to that effect and more wintry. And then the I just curl up the ends of the scarf piece and then glue it to the right hand side. I guess you could do it on the left hand side as well. It's your preference. And then finally we'll glue together or piece together the little kind of a burlap paper that I used from Die Cuts with a View. So just go ahead. It was a little bit hard to cut, but I think it's a good effect. It's fun. I had never used it. And there you go. It's all ready. Now, just as we did with the hat, we're going to add the face panels. Again, be careful with the type of glue you use with the paper. I knew I'd be okay with American Craft cardstock and Scotch Quick Dry glue. And then I reach inside to apply pressure. Then we'll add the scarf piece, and I did add glue to the bottom portion, slightly below where it needs to be. And then match up the edges to those corner pieces, whatever you want to call them, the indentations. And then again, you'll see me, whenever it's a flat piece, I'll flip it over and apply pressure. And for this, I would highly recommend it for both sides, that you kind of place the hat on how it's going to be, so you can freeform how you want to do the face. You can do it exactly like me, but you want the eyes not to be covered and too low, so this is the reason why I added the hat. Then just go ahead and add the face elements. I did wait to do the eyes and the nose for a future step, as I was going to pop up the nose. And so same thing as I did in the snowman side. Just going to add the scarecrow panel. For this one, the paper wasn't the greatest with this glue, so like I said, be careful. Know your papers and your glue combo. Know how much to use. You couldn't really see it that much, but it did show through a little bit. And then as we did the other side, we're going to add that little burlap collar to the bottom. Then after you have it secured, just flip it over to apply additional pressure from within again. And then with this side, we do have a little strip of straw hair. It just gets glued to the top. Align that top edge to the top edge of the box. You could curl it up. You can, however you want to do that. There's a lot you could do with that hair. And then now we'll want to kind of place the items, the facial items, so you can get an idea where you're going to glue them. Again, you can do your own thing here. I did on this one place the eyes a little high. I didn't put the lid on, or the hat on I should say. But I started gluing the elements. And then added the nose and then the eyes. So you could always put a little, once you place them, get a pencil and place where you're going to glue them on. However you're going to do it, because it will be covered. It's just that you don't want, maybe you want the eyes covered. It's a look. I didn't hate it, but it did come down a little bit over the edge of the eyes. And then once you glue all that, I would just apply pressure again. Then here I just flipped it over to add the eyes and the nose. So there's really no right or wrong way of doing this, just whatever works for you. Some of the reasoning why I hesitated was because I had a pop-up nose. So here I like to add a little shadow with the white pen. So it's just a little bit of an accent, I should say, to the eyes. So I just used a pencil first, so if I didn't like where I put it, I could erase it. So, and I did use a little foam adhesive for that to pop it up a little bit. And then add the eyes. That's it. That finished the faces. The only thing left is to add the hat. And this is a view from this side, and so for winter or Christmas, this side. And then for fall or Thanksgiving, you could display this side. It's just a fun little thing I've seen over the years, and I hope you like it. Thank you for watching.